You know, the last place that I'm able to spend a lot of time in being a gym owner is my own home. So what I thought today is that instead of running over to Cool Beans Coffee Shop, I'm going to give you kettlebells and coffee right here from Casa de Cripe. And what I'd like to talk to you today about are your lats. You and your lats. How is that relationship going? You might be thinking to yourself, man, you are more loony at home than you are in the coffee shop. And that's true. This is my natural environment. So is the coffee shop. But the deal with the lats, right? Well, first of all, what are lats? Latissimus dorsi, that's the huge anatomical term that they use. You don't need to know that as much as what you do need to know is that they're the largest muscle in your upper body, and they're located in your back, one on both sides. So when you see those bodybuilders pose, and all of a sudden they got those wings, those are your lats. But here's the deal, is a lot of people, they train their lats as if they're bodybuilders. And the problem with that is that they're isolating their lats, and that doesn't give you the carryover that you need for your lats when you're doing your activities outside of the four walls of your training environment. What is the most popular, most common activity we do as human beings? Walking, right? And when you walk, what happens? You move one arm and the opposite leg. If you don't believe me, get up and try it yourself. If you remember a few kettlebells and coffees ago, that whole posterior sling system, your lat on one side is connected to your glute on the other. So we need to train that the lat and the opposing glute on both sides are trained so that you can have better positioning through your pelvis, because that's the whole key. If you look at the center of all that, it's your hips, it's your pelvis. So what I want to offer you today are three awesome movements. Three movements in the gym that you can train to have more carryover so you can have better functioning, stronger lats. So three movements, right? What am I going to give you? Am I going to give you lat pull downs? No. Lateral plank drags. Now what you do see is you see the ultimate sandbag drag across your body, and so you're thinking, hey, moving part, that lat's working. Yes, it is. But what you're not seeing, what you're missing, is the fact that my stance arm, with that shoulder packed down tight, lat engaged, that lat is stabilizing that shoulder joint as I drag the ultimate sandbag across the floor. And if the planking is too hard for you, just go ahead and hit it down in a bird dog position. The next movement we want to look at are bent over rows. Now you might be doing plenty of bent over rows in your gym activities already, but what I want to offer you is not only just to do the bent over rows, but to do the bent over rows with a staggered stance. One of my favorite little toys to use with this whole staggered stance bent over row is the extra large mini band from Perform Better. That's going to give more tie-in to that lat and glute. And go to town, see what happens. See if you feel more. And if you don't, I quit. The last movement. I think that this is phenomenally underrated when it comes to fitness centers. We spend so much time in the gym lifting, but we don't spend enough time carrying. We carry a lot of things. Think about purses, bags, children, whether they're small, big, so many different objects. We carry upstairs, we carry downstairs, we carry from point A to point B, uneven terrain. Why don't we train that? And the sad part is when I do see people training the carries, they're just trying to get from point A to point B, however which way they can. Your focus is to be pressing into the floor with those feet. So when you're walking, you keep those shoulders packed down tight. You keep those elbows churned in tight so you feel those lats as you're carrying your implement. And you're going to have more tie-in once again, by nature, through the lat and the opposite glute as you're taking that walk. So there you go, three movements to create a higher functioning, stronger set of lats that's going to have more applications outside of your training environment than simple lat pull downs. You're welcome.